And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. A bit of breaking news for you this morning. I appreciate it is very, very early within the United Kingdom at this moment in time, but Rangers have announced their new head coach. A key word there, not manager, a head coach. Yes, that of course being Russel Martin. We spoke a couple of days ago and provided the update that Fabrizio Romano had stated a bit of a left-wing option within the fan base, that Russel Martin was going to be taking over the job at Rangers as the new head coach, and there has been a bit of murmurs, toing and froing over the last couple of days, but Rangers have now officially announced the new head coach, that being Russel Martin. So no David Ancelotti, it is Russel Martin who has taken over the hot seat in Rangers. As of course, guys, we are live. I appreciate it is very early, but do get involved in the live chat if you haven't already. And we'll take your thoughts and opinions in real time here on this live stream. But I'm going to go through what the club have stated with regard to this appointment. I know that people are split, I suppose, with the appointment. However, we've got to get behind him now. We've got to get behind him. We've got a big deep dive coming in on Russell tomorrow, I believe. We'll go through what he brings to Rangers and all these kind of things. A real extensive deep dive. But let's go through what the club have stated with regard to this appointment. Let me just get the image up there. There's Russel Martin, for those of you that don't know him. There we go. So the club have just stated on their website, Rangers Football Club is delighted to confirm the appointment of head coach Russel Martin of our first team on a 3-year deal. Martin, who is 39, has managed over 250 games in professional football at MK Dons, Swansea City and Southampton, leading the latter to promotion to the Premier League in 2024. Capped 29 times for Scotland, Martin's playing career was extensive, not least as a captain in Norwich City in English top flight, while also had a short spell at Rangers in 2018. Joining Martin in Glasgow will be assistant head coach Matt Gill and performance coach Rhys Owen. Speaking upon his appointment, Russel Martin said, "It's a privilege to be named head coach of Rangers Football Club at the beginning of this exciting new chapter. I know what the club demands. From my time here, I had a taste of how special this club is, the expectation, the passion and the history. Now, as I return, I'm determined to bring success back for the supporters, the players, and everyone inside the club. I'm here to set the standards, work hard, and do my very best to earn the respect of the Rangers fans. There's a lot to be done, but the goal is clear. Win matches, win trophies, and give Rangers fans a team that they can be proud of. We want to play with bravery, to take the ball, to be aggressive, and to stand up in the big moments. Preparation for pre-season is already underway. I look forward to meeting the players and building a squad that our fans can believe in." So that's what Russell has had to say with regard to being appointed as the Rangers manager. And again, I'm going to give you my thoughts and opinions on this a little bit later, but let's have a little look what Patrick Stewart had to say with regard to the appointment, that of course being the Rangers CEO. He stated that our criteria for our next coach were clear. We wanted a coach who will excel in terms of how we want to play, improve our culture, develop our squad, and ultimately win matches. Russell was the standout candidate. The appointment is about building a winning team and a strong culture. He is no stranger to our club. We expect a success, and Russell knows that. We are excited for his leadership. So there you go, guys. I know that a lot of the fan base probably not as happy as they are with regard to Russel Martin. However, I will give you something to stay with him. I think his style, after doing a little bit of digging recently, I can't lie to you, I've seen him in the Premier League. I don't watch Championship football and all these kind of things, but his style of play would suit our division. In terms of winning on a Saturday, it would suit our division, and that's something that the fans have craved, some domestic success. Europe, on the other hand, I'm not too sure, but again, the bread and butter of this team, and something that we've lacked in terms of success, is domestic silverware. So, yeah. I mean, there is pros to it. Of course, there's cons. Now, one thing that I would say about this is that it's the new guard that have appointed him. The 49ers aren't no mugs. They've had success in every sports team that they've done. They've done a good job at Leeds, and maybe not always appointing the popular choice with Daniel Farker at the time. Probably wasn't the most popular choice, but he was the man that was the right man for the job. And as you can see now, they're currently in the Premier League. So he completed the remit and got them up there. If Russell Martin can win as a league title and a couple of league titles on the bounce, then I don't think many Rangers fans will be complaining. Now, whilst he's not my first choice, I am a Rangers fan and I will get behind him. So now, guys, I know that some fans will be a little bit disappointed, but it's important as a fan base we don't be toxic and we get behind the guy. You know, you can't judge him now. Yes, maybe people have their reservations about him, but let's go see what he's doing. He's a Rangers man now. He's a Rangers manager now, and we should always get behind our head coaches and want them to succeed. And if he does succeed, then, you know, then every fan will be happy, and I'm sure we'll eat a lot of humble pie a little bit later on. But we can't judge the guy. We've not seen anything just yet at Rangers. Something's a bit different. We're playing with a shite team in the Premier League to playing as the dominant, the biggest club in Scotland, the richest club in Scotland, all of these kind of things. It's different. You know, it's different when you're at the higher end of the pecking order when it comes to Scottish football. You know, he's at the top level now. Biggest team, richest team, all of these kind of things. It can go a certain way, be able to stamp as authority on this Rangers team. So yeah, let's have a little look what the fans are saying. I know there's a lot of fans not impressed, but let's go through what people are saying. Grant says, big mistake with this guy. Scott says, give him a chance. I'm firmly on it now, guys. As I said, I just said there. Now he's been appointed, I'm going to give him a chance. I'm definitely going to give him a chance. It's not my first choice, of course he's not. But guys, we're under new ownership. It's the 49ers. They're no mugs. If they've appointed him as the standout candidate, then let's just go with it. We've got to get behind him, and I wish Russell all of the success. I really do. He's probably better than Michael Beale. He probably is. John says, people need to wake up. The club was fucked before this takeover, but yet you want Jurgen Klopp. Get behind the club, for God's sake. Exactly. Colin says, if he is the new head coach, will we get a new manager? David has proven himself to be a superior coach. I don't think so. That's the man now. We've got Russell Martin. Ryan says, what we will be able to see will be a team that is well coached with a clear style and plan. Guys, I've got the best in the business in terms of tactical analysis, who has just finished his deep dive into it. We're getting it edited up now. It's going to be out tomorrow morning probably, with regard to Russell Martin, a deep dive into what he's all about, his tactics and all of these kind of things. And you guys can have a little watch of that. But yeah, it's already cooked. It looks tasty. But it'll be out tomorrow with some really, really good editing. And I think maybe it might change your mind just a little bit if you have got reservations about Russell Martin. David says, wow, keyboard warriors up early this morning. Guy not even fitted for his suit and people slating him already. Give him a chance. Exactly. I think it's time to be a bit positive about it. If it was the old board that were making the decision, of course, I'd be like, oh, fuck, yet another appalling appointment. But to look at the 49ers' success that they've had with sports teams and football as well with Leeds, then, you've got to give them a chance as well. If they've appointed him, they've obviously looked at David, they've obviously looked at Steven Gerrard, they've obviously looked at the ones that the fans have wanted and went, Russell is the main man. They're not just went, fuck it, he's a cheaper option, just get him in, because he's probably not. But yeah, let's have a little look and see. And for those of you saying Barry, no, Barry's not a good coach, guys. I'm sorry. He's a hero of mine, great player, but for me, no. Not now as we move into a new era. Davey's not happy, but need to get behind him. Kenneth says the old board would have been slated for this. We've got to give the benefit of the doubt to the new board. Alistair says, give him a chance. Can't be worse than our last managers. Absolutely. We've had some shite come through the gates at Ibrox recently, and yeah, we've just got to be that way. The heck is that? Did I just do something? What was that all about? OBS, what the heck? Stephen says he's quite stubborn with his tactics, just like Clement, and look what happened with him. But the thing is, what I would say with Russell Martin is that his tactics are actually quite suited to a Saturday. I don't think as much as Europe, I don't think we'll see so much success in Europe with him. But certainly for a Saturday, I think it could be quite successful in Scotland. I really do. And everyone's comparing his Premier League win record. Mate, he's with one of the most ranked rotten Southampton teams I've ever seen in a long time. And you can't compare that. He's coming to Scotland. Again, I know we love our league. But you don't have to be that good. Our problem actually has not been Celtic over the last couple of years. It's been the other shite in the division. That's the reason. We didn't lose the league title last year because of Celtic. We beat them, twice, drew once and lost once. So Celtic was never our problem last year. It was the other shite that we kept on drawing and losing to. So all he has to do is actually, carry on, of course, beating Celtic, which I don't think is that difficult. And then, of course, go and beat the other teams that we're meant to beat on a weekend. That's all we've got to do. And then we'll win the title. That's what stopped us last year. That's what stopped us the year before. Remember, we were head on, we were nail on for the title. And then we ended up losing to Motherwell at home, drawing to Dundee and losing to Ross County away. That's what fucked us for the title. Last year, the season before. And then this season's been a disaster. But it wasn't Celtic that was our problem. It was the other crap. So if you can find a way of beating the other crap, then that's all we need to do. Scott says we'll be positive and now we work towards the future. There's been a lot of thoughts in this with the board. Now time to back the man. He'll get this right. Let's see. We'll see. We'll certainly see. I couldn't handle the pressure at Ibrox, for God's sake. Was that a quote of his, was it? Well, hopefully he's a different man now. Paul says, it is a new era of new owners. It was a time for a fresh approach. This is like an old board appointment. So I can see a lot of fans not happy. Let's just put a quick poll up, guys, before we sign off. Are you happy with Russell? And then let's see what people are saying with Russell Martin. Yes, no. Let's have a look. Most people aren't happy by the looks of things. John says, not got the experience to handle the pressure at Rangers. He won't last long, in my opinion. Not experienced at European level. Stevie wasn't experienced at European level. He did quite well. As I said, you've got to have your first season in Europe at some point. At the likes of MK Dons, Swansea and stuff like that, you're not really going to think. But what he has got is a bit of experience. While some would state that it's not necessarily a successful experience, we'll have to see. Freddie says, it's a disgrace. Honestly, I think the owners are more out of touch. Wow, already there, guys. People saying no. 80% no in terms of the poll. And I know that doesn't speak for every Rangers fan, of course, but certainly you can get a good feel of how fans are feeling. His team shipped a lot of goals. Whilst that could be a problem in Europe, I don't think it'll be a problem in Scotland if he's been able to play his blueprint. But we'll see. We'll see. It's early days. Early days. We'll get a feeling a little bit later on. And that's where I stand on it, Keith. I'm not necessarily happy, but I will 100% have a backing. And I will want a Rangers manager not to succeed. If someone's representing this football club, then I will always get behind them for 100% sure. Players, managers, all of these kind of things, 100%. But guys, that's enough of me rambling on. We'll be back with more content a little bit later on today. Don't forget, we've got a big deep dive coming tomorrow. So yeah, I'll